and hope that it continues working. All right. I think we're going to be live. Hi there. It's me in the flesh. Figured I'd go ahead and say hi to you folks for this stream. We're going to jump into a playthrough that I already recorded. We'll go ahead and stream it, though. It's a pretty good long playthrough of scenario number 13 here in Scourge of War Gettysburg Remastered. Let's jump into this replay right here. Tactics here in the American Civil War. Try to be as authentic as I can. I usually extend, or I have been lately extending the length of the scenarios just a little bit to give myself just a little bit more time, and haven't fiddled with the points that you need for victory too much on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and stream this guy. All right, we're rolling. Here we go. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Hello, YouTube fans, friends, new recruits, and veterans to the channel. We're back with Scourge of War Gettysburg Remastered once again. Thank you for joining. I am your humble and gracious player host, Bank60s, into the single-player experience once more. Sticking with Day 2 action, I have modified things slightly for GB13 July 2. I think the boys will miss me. A Union divisional scenario. Caldwell's 1st Division of the 2nd Corps, I believe. We're going to extend from 1 hour to 80 minutes. And we begin at 5:40 p.m., 2nd July, just south of Gettysburg. The same as the other second day scenarios. It'll be overcast and warm. The details of the terrain ahead are unclear. The rebels have attacked the 3rd Corps and are pushing through. You need to stem the tide, plug the hole in the federal line right about the wheat field. And I've adjusted the points totals as well to reflect the little extra time we're giving ourselves. I think I'd like to go with 1,500 points for a major victory, 900 for a minor victory, and then on down from there, 400 for a draw, and we will really feel bad if we get defeated. See here? Yep, John C. Caldwell, 1st Division, 2nd Corps, Army of the Potomac. We've got 4 strong brigades. I believe they're fairly veteran troops. So once again, God Cam, no couriers except for this one. General Caldwell, the rebels have attacked the left of the 3rd Corps line. 3rd Corps center spread very thin. Move your division southwest toward the Trossel Woods and secure the field beyond. This is where the 2nd Corps came in real handy for their buddies of the 3rd Corps. A little non-alcoholic beverage. The Trossel Woods here. Stony Hill here. Wheatfield here. And here's the entire division. You can see it's a pretty small one. We're going to get them on the move, though. Straight this way. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we've got unlocked memberships now too. You can check the description in the stream for more on both. We're gonna have to go. Okay, we're gonna have to go brigade by brigade here. Cross's brigade comes first. We'll get him in a double line right there. Kelly Let's go double line here. Brooks Brigade right here. I want them in assault column there, using the roads. Zook's Brigade.
Tough to try to fit them all in.
Here. Columns of regiments. I see. Here. Column of regiments.
This is funny. I'm such a stickler.
Here.
No.
Column of regiments.
No.
No.
One of them will end up mixed up with that other regiment up there.
Okay, here.
Still don't like it.
And column of regiments. Fine.
Yeah.
Have them use the road too. Now let's go back to me. Let's get me on the move. We'll just head into the Trossel Woods. Take the road. Thank you. That is how we will deploy. And this is historically accurate. On the actual day of fighting around here in the wheat field and beyond, this is where the fighting was definitely the heaviest. You can see in history by this point, the Confederates had pushed the Union pretty much out of the wheat field. You had Schweitzer's brigade that was preparing its counterattack toward Rose Woods once more, with this artillery battery desperately trying to hold on. Fairly accurately represented. And then you've got, of course, more of McLaws' troops that have pushed Union forces off of Stony Hill. And so as Caldwell's division, we'll be challenged with trying to just retake all of this that the rebels have pushed us out of. And historically, they did. They pretty well all gather in and around this area of the Trossel Woods.
That's true. I actually watched some of the animated Gettysburg production that was put together. Is it by the Civil War Trust? I don't remember, but it was on YouTube. There's a whole animated map, minute by minute, second by second. Yeah, I think it's more minute by minute. That covers the movements of literally every regiment and battery in the battle to the best of everybody's knowledge based on historical records. And learned a lot about what really happened and didn't really know as much before I had watched it, so I recommend you check that out. It informed a lot of the way that I commanded this scenario, if I'm being honest. And then there's some troops that are walking off in the direction that I don't think I noticed them. Off to the right of the screen there. That was funny. Going with the total unmatching. The plaid, the blue, the red, chief's hat, you know, hey. Mix it up here on the chimp.
It's a good time to take a look at who we've got here, right? Cross's brigade. The 5th New Hampshire regular quality troops of 179 good fighting men. The 61st New York, smaller regiment even. At this time in the war, many of these regiments had seen action in several battles, including Fredericksburg, including Chancellorsville, bloody, bloody affairs for the Second Corps, especially at Fredericksburg, and then again at Chancellorsville. And that's what you're seeing here is really what's left of the enlisted men whose enlistments had not run up yet and who were still trapped in the Army. Plenty of them draftees by this point, I do believe. Here, the 81st Pennsylvania. Seasoned troops, though. And the 148th, the largest regiment, rated as irregulars with almost 400 men. We'll have to keep an eye on the old 148th right here.
Anybody who'd like to chime in with comments on the real history of the fighting, by the way, the units involved, the generals involved, the movements of the troops, how close I get, I would love feedback about that, because that's kind of what I try to go for. I don't want to do it exactly like they did.
Got Colonel Patrick Kelly's Irish Brigade. Again, not the best of commanding general or troops necessarily, but there's quite a few of them, I think, in a couple of the regiments in this brigade. You've got the 28th Massachusetts, 224 men, volunteer quality troops. What do they have as far as weapons? Rifle, musket, right? A little longer to reload. "75 men of the 63rd New York. These are militia quality men, 40-second load time.
I do try to be representative, though. There was a point here along the road where they popped into line formation. I had to move them back into column. It was kind of weird.
88th New York.
I don't know if that's a little bit of a bug within the scenario and the map.
Again, this is one of the brigades that was hard hit, especially at Fredericksburg, the Irish Brigade. And this is really all that's left of them. You could imagine being one of the 90 men remaining here of the 88th New York that left the big city in the Northeast with as many as 1,000 men or so, thereabouts. Same for the 116th Pennsylvania, right behind him with just 66 men.
By the way, I hope you dig the background. Hey, right? It's just me in my living room. We'll try to make this a little more sophisticated as time goes along. It's kind of a first time here with Scourge of War especially. People love this game on the channel. It's been smart
and here you have
to produce content with this, and I think streaming it's a good idea too. So here
the
here we are.
New York.
I think I might start and go for more of this pre-recorded where I record my gameplay and then throw it up on a stream like this. I think I might start with that.
140th Pennsylvania, none of which of these regiments are particularly good.
Maybe plenty of fans of the channel who want to get a look at the guy, huh? Hey!
Guys up. Like to try to get Schweitzer on the move up there.
I remember as I was playing this, I thought Schweitzer got moving faster in history. I was wrong about that. Schweitzer's brigade of the 5th Corps In history, they kind of dilly-dallied here in the Trossel Woods and hung out for longer than they should have, and then they moved out kind of at the wrong time and ended up just in all kinds of hurt. I think we'll actually see that reflected in the scenario here. Also got my trusty coffee here.
See, we haven't quite given up the peach orchard just yet.
Keep the brands off the camera, by God.
Still fighting for Stony Hill here with more 3rd Corps troops. And then you got Schweitzer here. By now, I do believe he would have been moving his troops out. Or maybe he's waiting on me.
Yeah, again, confused about that. Marching to the fight can take a pretty good long time in this game.
All right, we're not going to worry about using the road anymore. We'll let these guys go overland into their positions as the Irish Brigade forms up on the left of the line there. Wow. I'd never come back to take a look at the Union Artillery Reserve before. Holy cow. You know, that's something that goes maybe underappreciated when you're studying the battle. The Union had a massive artillery advantage in this conflict here. I guess it's a statement that perhaps that Lee was able to keep the initiative up on his end well enough to keep a lot of the Union artillery parked because there just wasn't enough room on the front line to put it. But at the same time, any hope Lee had of silencing Union artillery for any of the days of the battle seemed entirely unrealistic when you look at it like this and see what the Union had back here.
So much wooded terrain that was on the high ground across the battlefield, really. The Union just wasn't able to deploy as much of their artillery as they probably would have liked to. Of course, anybody can chime in on that. I think that's part of why the reserve was so big like that. They just didn't have enough places to park all the guns. And it's kind of, as I mentioned right there, that might have been a credit to the battlefield that Lee picked, sort of. Problem being, you just can continue to bring up reserve battery after reserve battery. You're never going to run off all of the Union guns as the Confederates here.
Whoa. Ah, shit. God damn it. Fuck.
Any of those watching, by the way, who are fans of the channel, you'd be doing me a big favor by clicking that thumbs up button on the video. I would really appreciate that. Thank you. This is something I really enjoy doing. If I can become a more sophisticated content creator, maybe make a little bit of, you know, real money, I'd love to do that. And be able to continue to share a little bit more of this historically representative stuff. This is really my this is my bailiwick, man. Alternate history gaming. I go with alternate history gaming, by the way. Some people, they don't love that idea about alternate history because you take into account things that could never have been possible. Alternate history, I give respect to what actually happened, and I try to be as authentic as I can, but I know I can't recreate history, so I got to call it alternate history, right?
As the artillery bangs away.
Yeah, Joshua, this is as it relates to 19th century scale, tactics, realism. This is the best product on the market, period. And you can get it on Steam. It's under the Scourge of War Gettysburg if you search for that. By the way, not being paid to say that or anything. I bought the game myself. This is just me playing and sharing here.
Okay, well, Kelly here, I believe, is going to, we're going to go ahead and move the brigade forward, I believe. Let's just design to move it there. Double line, go. We'll just get the attack started on this side of the rebel line, while the rest of the division gets itself sorted out. We've got troops that went a little willy-nilly over here. This maybe wasn't the smartest thing to do, but... And we've got troops...
Yeah, you got that right, Joshua.
Peach Orchard and around.
Would encourage you to check out some of the other stuff I've got for both Scourge of War Gettysburg and then also Scourge of War Waterloo on the channel. I've got playlists and videos for days. Of course, you can sign up to be a member. Some of it's members only, but I do keep plenty of it public. If you wanted to dig around in the channel, then I think you'd find a whole lot of good stuff there that you would find interesting. Maybe you didn't quite know about what this game offers. There's even more than what you see here, man. Trust me, especially when you get into the epic scale of the Napoleonic stuff. Get out of here.
All right. Kelly comes off take command. He's going to be on a defend order. All right, rightmost regiment's engaged. Let's have them advance forward. Same with these guys. Take command. Let's see if we can get them forward to here. Take command. Let's get on these woods.
Well, you're testing me there.
command.
I mean, I've got a gaming PC.
There.
Specs,
And then here.
I'm not sure I can look at. I wouldn't know exactly how to go and access them. But I think a fairly high-end gaming PC will guarantee that you can play everything at the full scale with units about the size I'm playing with here, and without there being a whole lot of lag. The lower quality your gaming PC gets, or if it's a frontline regular kind of document processing and such type of PC, you won't be able to play with as large of units, and you won't be able to reflect quite the scale that you might like.
In terms of gameplay function, we will detach. Okay, the rest of this brigade will form here along the fence.
But yeah, mine's got one of the top tier, high octane graphics processors, a bunch of RAM, over a terabyte of storage. If you have a gaming PC, that's going to be your best bet. But you can make the game work pretty well on a regular old work computer. It will work. Your experience may not just be quite as smooth and like robust is maybe how I would say that.
Irish Brigade forward and on the fence. We got 2 regiments that should, I think, be able to push off the 59th Georgia here. We'll see. Yeah, nice volley. Good job. Take these guys back.
By the way, if you want to chat about where you are viewing from, I would love to know about that. Anybody that's in the chat.
We'll let the AI have these 2 regiments. See if we can begin to put some pressure on. We'll put the 140th Pennsylvania out here. All right. We'll commit the reserve. 69th New York in the line here. Nice firing line on the flank of the enemy here. Don't see any enemy troops up on Devil's Den. They give us a bunch of trouble. I want to try to get this objective.
I swear, in-game, the AI Confederates never do a good job. In the bigger scenarios of this part of the battle, they never do a good job taking Devil's Den. I don't know why.
Into the Stony Hill area. Rest of Zook's brigade here, filing in. We'll be moving this unit forward to here. No, I don't want you going all the way around like that, please. Just like that. Unit forward 20 yards. these guys swinging into line. Up this way. Take him off. Take command. Probe. Fine. But we're going to keep command of these fellas. We'll let him key... no, we want to keep command of everybody. Just want to give the general the room to run around.
Yeah, that's you figure out.
Alright, looks like we got 59th running. Halt. Line. Wheel.
Oftentimes
Beautiful.
best, just go ahead and take command of individual regiments. Especially when you're still moving them around. And then...
Okay, let's take command of these 2 regiments. Let's
see.
push forward.
And then you allow for the general to be off of take command so that he can do whatever he wants, which is to run around to different regiments that need his support, usually anyway.
This 3rd one again, we're going to try to keep it in reserve. Big volley coming here. How about it, boys? Fire! Oh, just one end of the line. Ah, dang. Oh, well. Fired at each other about the same time. That's cool. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get them on an advance. We got the 140th Pennsylvania. Keeping an eye on them. Not the best troops, but they're going to move forward through the wheat field here. See if we can push these Rebs out.
This is a blind playthrough, by the way.
Halt. Back on the AI's command. Halt. Back on the AI's command. And I think we're going to need our reserve right here. Right
I never
there.
did actually get to any of these scenarios in the original game.
Run them forward. Halt. Back in the AI's command. Same with these guys since they're on the line. Okay, coming forward with Zook now in support on the left. And we'll be able to push forward with Brooke to Stony Hill and go in line with him.
Those 5th Corps troops under Schweitzer still haven't moved. Damn it!
And see, you've got none of these 5th Corps troops that have come out. Maybe I've got that timing wrong in terms of what happened in history. Cross's brigade back here. Kind of stuck. Alright. This is looking pretty good.
Get some of Zook's troops mixed in here. Behind Kelly and the Irish Brigade.
We're going to mix some of the regiments and brigades here a little bit. We're just going to get everybody up on the firing line. Oh, here goes Schweitzer. Very good. Here he goes. Good, 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 good. Okay. Perfect. We'll move us up here in double line. Gonna have the 66 New York join the firing line over this way. Advance further, create more of a firing line over here. Let's go ahead and take command of this section here. Let's push it.
I'm such a nut for this stuff. Groggy Doo. I cannot get enough of that 19th century tactics.
Yeah, looking good. Oh my word. Very intense right here. Let's go.
Yeah, that's definitely reminiscent.
I don't like this right here. It says they're still resting because nobody's in weapons range. This is pretty frustrating. So we're gonna have to come back here.
Except for that little part.
It's because they're behind this little rock. So we'll come back here. Let's go to me. Let's take charge of the wheat field area here. All right, I think we might be able to take command of the Stony Hill area pretty easily here, I think. They've got troops off this way. Go ahead and move these guys out here. These guys right here.
Pardon my throat clearing from time to time.
All right, got the 28th Massachusetts, the Irish Brigade, up against the 7th Georgia, Anderson's Brigade. And then we'll have the Pennsylvanians and the New Yorkers in reserve if the rebels decide to push it. You've got the 11th Georgia of Anderson's Brigade out here exposed. I think we can charge them. Move forward. I think we can charge them. Go. Charge.
Oh, yeah.
Charge.
There we go.
Okay, just the one unit. Big charge goes in. The 63rd New York, 75 men. See how we do right here. Push them out. Push them out. More charging, the better. It's more entertaining this way, right? Oh my, we got a lot of troops back here.
Look at
that's the Detroit.
I think that's Schweitzer's brigade running.
Come on, boys. All right, got the job done. And a surrender. That's what I like to see. All right, back in the line, please.
I wonder if that's scripted, because that's what they did. They pretty much marched up into combat, realized they got flanked, and then they ran.
Go ahead and wheel around the flank of this regiment. Like that. Kinda. grab this guy and move him up here on the wall. Okay, we're going to give him back to the AI. We're going to go straight forward to the 140th. Okay, back these guys up. Oh no! Colonel Patrick Kelly's been felled by an enemy cannon shot. He's in grave condition. His life is a script. I fear his has come to an end. Gosh dang. That's no good. So we're missing a general over here now. Their general is in the rear, running up to his assignment area, so we're going to take command of him, deal with his regiments on their own, bit by bit. We'll have to take command and just keep a close eye.
I do plan on editing together a supercut of this scenario, kind of like I've done with many of my other long-form videos. I'll keep that rolling. I want to add this streaming component.
Okay. All right, here, Brooke and the Delaware troops here have run into some of Kershaw's men, it looks like. Or no, Sims. Regiment back around through here. And the right side of the line may be hanging out a bit. Oh my, you see Barksdale has just and I think Wilcox is over here too. Is blasting through that part of the line. That's not great. We need Cross to stay in reserve, I believe. Little funkified objective control, but we can see we've got the wheat field and our score is up to 97. Looks like we've got about 40 minutes to go. Hopefully we can just hold on to this area. We're going to need to fall back. Take this unit, move them into this part of the line. Stop. 140th. Major player in the center. Try to give them some good support with the Irish Brigade again here. We'll keep these guys on the wall.
I think the 140th ends up doing pretty good. How to perform even with lower quality troops, eh? Oh, that's worth mentioning too. I did ratchet the difficulty to
it was this way when we were working the
aggressiveness one
scenario with Claw's division. It was bloody as heck in here and up here too. And
AI morale 1.
More of the same. Trying to hold off this Confederate onslaught. Okay, 145th Pennsylvania. It's going to move into a better position to shoot down on these fellas here. And we're on the fence. We can see them. I want to join the lineup, though, right about there. Stop. Good. We'll be hanging out here a bit, but we're on better ground, it says. That's good. And then we've joined the fence line right here. Let's take command. Get the cover. Double time, please, with the 27th Connecticut. Let's... We're going to wheel and face these units. Okay, we made them run. Good. Looks like we got them falling back. Good. Okay, with Cross here, I'm going to come forward and we're going to go just like that. Kind of keep it tight.
This issue with the rocks being in the way. Our troops can't see the enemy flag, I guess. So they can't see the whole unit. And it's because the flag is hiding behind that big rock. I think the AI knows it and is able to exploit it.
I'm going to take advantage of the same thing the AI is and just put my flags behind the rocks. You know, and maybe we'll get luckier.
So yeah, I tried to do the same thing.
Need to take the 28th Massachusetts over here and get them close to my division commander near the objective. I think we lost it because we didn't have enough men around anymore.
That's always such a challenge.
Fight back the tidal wave, my God.
It's half the reason that you end up losing scenarios is you just don't get a general over to the victory location to soak up the points.
We'll be in trouble. So we got to kind of keep an eye on them. Let's give them back to the AI. Okay, we're going to put the 61st New York out, detached in a skirmish line right here actually. And the rest of the brigade is going to come forward right here in a double line. What you got to hope is that these troops and these guns, I don't think they're going to be able to hold against that. We really don't have much over here left.
Again, dealing with that, being able to see them down there. You gotta micro it a little bit. a little frustrating there, but
time for second Delaware to wheel back out. They're winded. Wow. So it didn't work for us. Wow. Okay, so let's go 100 yards. No. No. We're going to need to maneuver like this.
it's one thing they did with this Gettysburg remastered product that's much better, like the Waterloo game. When you right-click to make the movement on the map with the unit, it comes up automatically with a little display of options for what to do, some of the basics, formation, double time, whether to take a road. You'll see that here.
Our troops can't see. It's so frustrating.
Shortly, I believe.
You know, we don't have a choice really except to try and, you know, melee, I guess.
End up forced into a charge.
Like you see in here, yeah, just had to get right up on him. I didn't have a choice. Couldn't get back in time to stop him, and at all rates, I think maybe a melee worked better anyway. Can we charge these guys too? Go. Oh, sweet. Okay, we did drive him off. Nice. Okay, looks like we got Stony Hill now. Good.
Should see when I make a move with these guys what I was talking about.
Forward
oh,
here.
you're just going to oblique? Okay.
Let's take command to you. Let's go forward 100 yards.
Yeah, and there's different ways that you can make the movements. You don't have to right click. You can use the toolbar.
Let's go forward 100 yards.
Yeah, you see that? Right there.
Sweet. We're in a better spot right here. Good. Still don't have these points. Not sure why. Not sure precisely why.
Good look at the map there.
200 points a minute is what I should get. 50 men is all I need. Now we've got this Rose Woods objective that's here. Halt. Halt. The Stony Hill objective disappeared.
Oh, I think I forgot to change the timing on that one. Seemed odd that it disappeared like that.
There we go. Now we got it. Wheatfield, good.
You'll want to stay tuned here on the stream. I think what I want to do after we finish up with this scenario here is I want to do a little bit of a how-to on getting into the base game files for the scenarios and fiddling around with some of the basics, some of the ways that I've managed to figure out how to manipulate the scenarios just a little bit to, I think, make them just a little more authentic.
Hurry. These guys are engaged here, it looks like. Let's get up to cover. And here comes what we thought was on our way. We're on its way. God dang, we got nothing over here. Just a bunch of guns in Troussel Woods. Then you got this regiment here. Bring them here. And pushing all the way to Rose Woods. I don't remember if that happened in history.
Yeah, I think they did push all the way to Rose Woods in history here. So it's really hard to recreate what the guys actually did.
Points are really starting to go up. 424 with another half hour to go.
It's actually really only about another 10 minutes.
I kind of worry a little bit about how we put the pressure on this go advance.
Yeah, because I'd extended the scenario, but I didn't actually need to.
Oh no, 140th is gonna head for the rear. Back up into the wheat field.
Yeah, I wish I'd gotten that for a screenshot. That would have been way better. Okay. So we'll change that up maybe for the next edited video product.
Stony Hill, crazy fight up here, man. Nobody can see the 10th Georgia right here. Let's see if we can change that. Let's go halt. Yes. Let's go attack. Sure. Hey, all right. Turkey's in the barrel down here. All right. Excellent. Or fish in the barrel. Turkey in the barrel. Let's move forward. The 53rd Pennsylvania. You got 2nd Delaware putting in some decent work. It looks not doing so hot. I think they've got artillery fire coming in on them. Yeah. Give back some of these units to the AI since they're in combat now. There we go. Now we've got the 5th New Hampshire into a firing fight. All right, now we got the 5th New Hampshire up and firing into these troops of Semmes Brigade. Ah, damn it, lost a regiment here. They're routed. There. These are our irregulars, the 148th. That's not great. Still getting pushed out of the way over this way. That's Wofford up there. And here. I think we need to push a little harder on this side. Try to stay aggressive. See the overall, you got Wilcox getting involved over this way. Kind of a spread out, chaotic looking line, but you got, you see Law there after having not taken the little round top objective. Betting still holding back from Devil's Den. Odd, but I guess we'll take it. Looks like we still got.
Yeah, and small interruption there. Apologize, trying to get something set up for just a minute from now.
Some of them forward, some of them backward. Let's get up nice and close. Let's see if right here we can flank them. And 140th Pennsylvania has gotten a little bit of a break. Let's bring them forward from this little ridge top area. Let's see if maybe we can start shooting at somebody. Meanwhile, put pressure on Anderson's troops here with the 8th Georgia. See if we can run them out of here. Maybe we could push to the Rosewood.
Funky.
Okay, got them in sight now. Good. Oof. Taking some nasty casualties in here, looks like from artillery fire. We got them 2-on-1 right there, though. All right, we made quick work of those rebels. They didn't surrender. That's kind of a bummer, but let's keep moving forward.
So you're looking pretty good here.
Got 1,801 points with about 20 minutes left to go.
Nope.
Works for me.
Not quite right.
Maybe this was an easier scenario set. I gave myself another. There we go. Okay, we'll take it. I did it in an hour, and 1,000 was what you needed for a major victory. I'll go ahead and cut it right here. I mean, I think we pretty much already got it. Rebs are on the run. Here we have a major victory at the Wheatfield second day, Gettysburg.
All right.
I hope you like at the Wheatfield second day, Gettysburg.
Oh, recut.
Let's take a look at the stats, huh? We'll save the replay. All right, Caldwell's division. Okay, we lost more than we inflicted, unfortunately. And yeah, took close to 1,000 casualties on the day's fighting, about an hour, although it wasn't over yet. And we were gaining ground. Kind of like that, not too bad. There you have scenario number 13. And a little bit of success right here as the Union player.
Yeah, you got to like that, man. Did pretty good on this scenario. I got to feel good about the way I managed to play through that one. I like this scenario as kind of like a confidence booster, you might say. It works pretty well for that. And I would also say, too, that it's a good one for those who don't know a whole lot about who was involved, what units were involved in the fighting around the Wheatfield Day 2 at Gettysburg. So I love it for that. I wanted to get into something. So I talked a little bit about it towards the beginning of the stream when we got into the video. And I did talk about it a little bit here in the actual recorded product itself. And that is that I had extended the time for the scenario. I had extended a little bit the amount of time that the objective locations stay in play and are available for the player to control. I basically extend the scenario, in essence, by about 20 minutes by doing this. The thing is, I didn't do good enough in the base game files actually extending the end scenario point. I don't think I've quite figured out where to find that just yet. And, of course, if anybody wants to mention that in chat, they can go ahead and do that. I would certainly appreciate it. But what I wanted to get to here in this next portion, if I can manage it well enough, is to try and, yeah, we don't want to have this window. We want to do this window if we can get it. It's not going to show it to me, huh? Okay, let's do that. No? Okay, let's do another window. All right, another window capture number 2. Okay, let's see if we can get it now. There we go. Yes, sir. All right. So let's bring our second window capture to here and bring it down here, please. Thank you. And I don't like how we've got this black area up here. I could probably fix that in one way or another. I don't quite know how. So we're going to work with it best we can. But you can see it here in this corner of the screen while we continue to watch some of the action in the background. I'll go ahead and go through some of this. I want to show you how to dig into some of the base game files to make some changes that I think might help improve your game experience here in Scourge of War Gettysburg Remastered. How to make it, work a little more for you, be a little bit more authentic, give you a little bit more time, especially for newer players who are dealing with, glitchy situations with the controls. Maybe you're not so familiar how to move the guys around. This will give you just a little more time to work with. I think that helps players gain a little more confidence as they get through the scenarios and as they learn more about how to control everything here in this game, because it's a steep learning curve, that's for sure. So we're going to get into our File Explorer here first, of course, and this is what's missing, is this top toolbar, obviously. We're going to get into our C drive. We're going to go Program Files. We're just going to get into the game, Steam, then Steam Apps, and then Common, and it's going to be, I believe, SOW GB X64, right? And the base GB game files. That's where we're headed. And what we want to get into next is scenarios, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the file folder for the right scenario. And by the way, these first ones that you see here, these are all multiplayer map scenarios. So none of these apply to what we're doing. We continue down to, and you can remember in game the different titles of, you can see them, GB 08, 9, 10, 11, 13, right? So this is where we are. I'll get into this. And then next is the very first thing I change, which is the map locations. So you double click into this Excel file, and I think we'll need to bring up another window for that. So let's minimize this. Let's do another window capture. Okay. I think we'll probably increase the size of this one. And you can see here the various different objectives, right? Stony Hill, Rosewoods, the wheat field, whether they're a major or minor or waypoint objective, hold or waypoint, how much they are worth, 50 points, 200, 25, 200, and you can adjust all of this. And that's really, the game is made up of Excel files, and it really the engine runs off of information that's put into Excel files, so it's pretty easy to mess with. You could mess with the point totals for each objective. I didn't do that. I did reduce the number of men that were needed. It was 300 for each of these, I believe. So I put it down to 200. I thought 300 was a little unrealistic considering the sizes of each of the Union regiments being as small as they were. And then you go in here and you can adjust each of the time limits for how long each of the objectives will stay on the map and in play for the player to control and gain points from. And I think I'm coming to, for a lot of the scenarios anyway, not all, because I've looked ahead at some other ones that are coming up, but I think I've looked at maybe like a 20-minute extension of most of the scenarios to help a player gain a little bit of confidence in controlling the game so they don't suffer a defeat every single time. Maybe you can score some victories even on some of your first playthroughs. Here, I believe I extended this victory point by maybe an extra 10 minutes. This one I think I extended all the way, an extra 15 minutes or so than it would have been otherwise. And then you can see these two didn't actually get changed. They basically, as 99:99, that means that they will stay active throughout the entire length of the entire scenario. And so when you change these values here in this Excel scenarios file, that's what will help you, I think, extend your experience just a little bit more. And, as I mentioned before, help you gain just a little bit of confidence, give you a little bit more time to work out all the difficult control mechanisms inside this simulation. That's pretty much everything I wanted to cover for this particular stream. I'm going to go ahead, as I'd mentioned before, I'm going to edit together this scenario stream into a long-form video that I produce for the channel and post here in the next day or two. I try to get to it when I can. Very busy life here in real life. I've got plenty of responsibilities that keep me busy here around the home with family and elsewhere around town. And I get to this as I can. I'm going to try to be a little bit more regular with these streams. So, by the way, do appreciate you watching along. Hit that thumbs up button on the stream. Helps a lot. Subscribe to the channel. That's Alternate History Gaming. If you search that on YouTube, you'll find it. I have a link to subscribe in the description. Check that out. Also, we've unlocked memberships here on the channel as well. For as little as $2 per month, you can help me become a more sophisticated streamer and content creator here on YouTube. And I really, I'm going to stick, I think, exclusive, at least for now, because we're doing this on the cheap for the most part, to streaming, producing content, mostly just on YouTube. As I get maybe more requests to maybe do Twitch or to do TikTok or Kick or anything else like that, we'll maybe consider that as we go along, see how strong the demand is for that. But otherwise, once again, want to say thanks to everybody who tuned in this evening. Appreciate you. Hope you did enjoy the content. And the next time we do a stream should be here in the next few days. And I'll look forward to that. Probably try to make it a little bit longer the next time we do it, too. Maybe we'll play a couple of scenarios back to back. Blind playthroughs. Or maybe we'll do a blind playthrough first and then a second attempt. I'm going to probably go with that, by the way, too. I think that's something that's worth mentioning. How I think the way I want to do it with this Scourge of War game going forward is stream a blind playthrough, and then if I don't get a victory or if it's too easy or whatever, is to then stream a second attempt. And I may do it that way anyway, just because I love to play the scenarios so much. And then edit up a final video that gets produced in long form and posted to the channel after I do the stream, by a day or two. We'll see what kind of schedule I can keep up with. If I can get 3 streams in per week, I feel like I'll be doing pretty good. But again, thank you so much. Appreciate you for watching and taking the time. We'll see you on the next stream. I'm Bank 60s.